Okay. Now, what is the mechanism of cell communication? I think it is wrongly written. This is for the first step is reception, second step is transduction, and third step is response. Okay, you please make changes in it. So by what mechanism, how, okay, till now we have discussed about how the neurotransmitter signal molecule attaches to the target cell. Now once the target cell is activated by attachment of the signal molecule, how the cell produces the response, what kind of response we are supposing from it, right? Here is the basic mechanism of cell communication. Basically this is the signal cell. Okay, this is the signal cell. It acts by two mechanisms. Okay, when I will discuss you both the mechanism. The first mechanism, when it binds to the receptor. Okay, this is the receptor and this is the, what you can see, this is the plasma membrane. Okay, when the signal molecule, this is the signal molecule when it is attaching to the receptor, attached to the receptor on the intracellular, onto the inner side of the cell. Okay, onto the inner side of the cell there is a effector protein present or attached to the receptor. Okay, this effector protein which is attached to the receptor, upon the signaling cell, when it binds to the receptor, okay, when the signal molecule attaches to the receptor, this effector protein attached to the receptor will get activated and this produces some response. Okay, upon the activation this produces some response, and from that response a secondary messenger is formed. Okay, first this is the receptor is activated. From the receptor the effector protein what is present attached to the receptor, it will get activated and it produces a secondary messenger. This is basically a chemical molecule. This can be a chemical substance which is produced by the effector upon activation of the effector protein. This secondary messenger will now binds to the binds to the various what do you say, target protein or various cell organelles. Okay, whatever is present, and it produces a activated target protein. Okay, what we require from the stimulation, okay, basically the cell signaling has to be done now. This molecule is entered, it has bind to the receptor to produce a signal. So before producing a signal there are various steps. So for example, if you say for contraction, okay, if there is a signal for contraction, the calcium influx will be done. Okay, on calcium influx, the calcium this you can take this, what will be get activated, the calcium will activate the troponin C. Okay, troponin C in the sarcolemma. Okay, and when the troponin C is activated, contraction occurs. So this here the troponin C acts as the activated target protein. Okay, and when the troponin C is activated, the contraction occurs. Okay, when activated protein, after activated target protein, you get the directly response. For example, I have given you calcium. There is a long mechanism actually for your easy understanding. When calcium influx occurs, it activates the troponin C, and when troponin C is activated, that is the activated target protein, it shows the response. Here in this case the response is contraction. Okay, next, another mechanism. Okay, this is the first mechanism. And what is the another mechanism? Another mechanism is when the signal molecule is released, it binds to the receptor. Okay, this is the reception. Okay, I forgot to say you, this is the first step, reception. Okay, reception means the binding of the chemical messenger to the receptor is known as the reception. Okay, this is known as the reception. The second mechanism, when the chemical messenger is bind to the receptor, and now here there is no presence of effector protein or something like that in the previous scenario. Here the activation of the receptor will leads to the phosphorylation of a organelle or a substance in inside the cell. Okay, it does the phosphorylation. Okay, for a molecule. When phosphorylation is done, means the phosphate group is attached. When the phosphate group is attached, it leads to the activation of that compound. Okay, if for something the phosphate group is attached, then inside the cell it gets activated, and when it is activated, this is the activated target protein. And after the activated target protein, when the substance is activated, that shows the response. Now, what are the various types of responses we usually get? The first is the transcription. Okay, in the DNA synthesis you will come across in the later classes. Okay, first what kind of response we can expect is the first is transcription. Second one is the protein synthesis, again from the DNA. Okay, when the DNA is transcribed or translated, the protein we get the message for protein synthesis, right? Next is the metabolic changes. Various metabolic changes can be occur, or cell death can be occur. This is known as, you might have heard about the apoptosis. Okay, you will come across in these later classes apoptosis. Okay, self death of the cell. Okay, so by the chemical messengers the cell is stimulated for the cell death. When there is a no hope for when there is a much more damage to the cell, then the cell undergoes self killing. Okay, apoptosis, that is called as apoptosis. And cell movement, just now I have given example for the calcium. Okay, calcium produces the contraction. Okay, so these are the main steps. Okay, so can we discuss about the mechanism of contraction? Okay, basically in the mechanism of contraction we have 3 steps. First is the reception, second is the transduction, and the third one is the response generation. Okay, what do you mean by reception? Reception means the binding of signal to receptor. Okay, I'm giving in short, when the signal molecule which is released, when it binds to the receptor, okay, this is known as the reception. And now you can see here, okay, sorry, from here up till here. Okay, these are all the secondary mechanism, or the mechanism which is getting activated when the receptor is activated. Okay, here the effector protein is activated and it produces a secondary messenger, and from the secondary messenger the target protein is activated, and here the phosphorylation occurs. So basically these are all what? These are all the transduction. We say this is the transduction of the signal molecule. This is the transduction of the signal molecule. And response. Okay, when the activated target when the target protein is activated, okay, or the organelle which we want to or the function which we want to enhance or inhibit, when it is activated, it shows a response. It can be transcription, protein synthesis. There are still more various responses. Okay, when these responses are generated, this is called as the response generation step. Okay, all of you clear? So that's for today's class. In the next class we shall discuss, so this completes the cell and its function. Okay, the first topic in your first unit is completed, and from the next class we shall discuss about the tissues. Thank you for watching.